So it's day 85.
We just made it to the top of Pinnacle Mountain, which has some pretty serious views behind us.
We slept at Pinnacle picnic area.
Yeah.
No issues.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was just like a closed picnic area, and the AT, you kind of entered the, like the farthest point into the picnic area, like right when we entered it, if that makes sense. And there were some tables that were moved, and a nice dirt spot to throw the tent up. So looks like somebody probably already stayed there. So it was nice. It was a big grassy open field. We saw a ton of deer, baby deer. That was cool. So
it's our 5th day in the Shenandoah, and it's our last night in the Shenandoah.
Yeah, we should be to Front Royal by tomorrow afternoon. So
can't wait.
We're gonna try to do 19 to Gravel Springs Hut today, and then that would leave us with a 14 tomorrow. So
kind of worried about Gravel Spring because there's a lot of bear talk there, but we'll see.
We'll see. All right. So we stopped at Bird's Nest Hut number 3. It's kind of a weird shelter. We stopped here for coffee and breakfast since we didn't eat it at that parking lot we weren't supposed to be at. But it's definitely a weird shelter. I guess it used to be for day use only, and now they converted it to an overnight shelter. Really nice fireplace.
I might just need to have a snack.
Does not look appetizing coming out of the bag.
All right, so we have climbed our last big hill of the day. Thank goodness. One thing we've really noticed is that when we walk by day hikers, they like smell so good.
It just
They
like
smell like fresh laundry.
Fresh laundry, and we could just imagine.
We got cut off because we ran into some people. Ryan, what were you saying?
So, yeah, every time we pass day hikers, they just smell like laundry detergent, and it's like, wow. I can't imagine what we smell like after being out here for 6 days.
It's terrible. It's the worst. So,
we just passed this couple back there, and it like lingered for like, a 1/10 of a mile.
we have 2.9 to the next shelter, and
To finish our 20-mile day.
most of it's downhill, so that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
This car is really blocking my view of nature here. Once they open, I want to do a movie theater, I want to do amusement park.
Nikki's up there saying how she wants to go to a movie theater. She wants to go to an amusement park. Just some things to do when everything's open. And meanwhile, we're walking past some pretty good views over there. What a nice view. Here, I'll take that. Oh, yeah. What a great view this morning. Huh, Nick?
Yeah.
We're up on these boulders here. Cliffs.
All right, it's day 86. It's our 6th day and our final day in the Shenandoahs.
Yeah, and the bugs are out.
Oh my gosh.
The humidity came back with a vengeance last night.
Yes, it did.
We just super sticky all night.
So there's a reason we didn't film last night when we got to Gravel Spring Shelter.
Yeah, well, we mentioned earlier in the video that there was bears supposedly at this. There's people who have been seeing a lot of bears at this shelter. So we're at the shelter, we're eating dinner, and all of a sudden we see this one really big black bear up the hill, which is kind of minding its own business. It was just moseying on by. We got a couple pictures of it, but it definitely wasn't afraid of us at all. We were trying to like get it to go away, but it barely. It's just like, whatever, just gonna keep doing my thing.
And two hikers
Yeah, two hikers walked all the way up there.
just went up there and took some pretty up close pictures.
Yeah, it was awesome. And then, so then we're in the tent, it's like 8:30, and somebody at the shelter goes, "Hey guys, there's a bear up here." So we get out of the tent, we go and walk, and they're like, "Oh, it's behind the shelter." So I go, and I take my phone out to go videotape it, and I go around the corner.
Which is where everybody else
Yeah,
is.
everybody was in.
There's 6 or 7.
Yeah, there was 5 other hikers
Yeah.
there last night, and us. So they're all like, we all have our phones out. So I go around, I'm thinking it's like up behind the shelter, and it is like literally right behind the shelter. And of course, as soon as I start
It didn't
filming,
like Ryan.
it just like, well, we'll show you the video.
Yeah, so it kind of got mad at us a little bit.
Yeah.
Not me. I wasn't there.
Yeah, but
I
there.
was in the shelter. It kind of got mad at everybody. And then started kind of walking away.
Yeah, but it
Very
just like.
slowly. It was just grazing. It was eating
Yeah.
grass. And it didn't really respond too much to
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
So there was a section hiker there, and he did have bear spray. We didn't have to use it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it didn't like charge anybody.
No.
It just kind of growled and everything. But yeah, I mean, it didn't actually go away for quite a while, even with people kind of saying, "Get out of here" and stuff.
Yeah.
So we thought about packing up our tent because we were the only people who had a tent up and going into the shelter. But then we were just like, nah.
Yeah.
And
We already set it up, and everything was already in it. And we were only like 20 feet in front of the shelter and like a campsite down the hill a little bit. So, and luckily overnight we didn't have any problems, except for sleeping. I had a problem sleeping, but.
all right, so we will show you the bear footage.
Yeah.
Now.
What not to do when you see a bear.
No, but did you read like the
Yeah.
the actual postings?
What
Like
it said you're supposed to do.
did he fight back?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
real? We got permission to do that? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, I think under certain circumstances.
you do know that. Oh hell no, bro! You the wrong one. Bring back mine. You walk this area. Yo!
away.
He was like, dude, I know you. Your sin is on the rock. I'm coming for you. Maybe he's the decoy. Where's that other one at? It's like, you make him look that way, I'm coming from behind.
They can be like freaking ninjas, dude. Get up on you and not even know it.
So yeah.
I was gonna say we're standing on Skyline Drive right now because there's not as many bugs. So every time a car passes, we've had to pause the video. So we've seen a ton of bears in the Shenandoah so far.
Yeah, we've seen 11 bears total, and 7 of them have been in the Shenandoahs. Oh, we forgot to mention the bear this morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess you can tell the story because you're the one who mainly saw it.
Yeah, we were leaving camp. We just got off it was like a .2 side trail. We got back onto the AT, and I heard like some sticks cracking, and I turned left, and there's a bear, and then a pretty big one.
Tell me.
Yeah, I didn't tell Nikki. We just kept walking, and then I was like, I just saw another bear. So.
And then a lady was coming down the trail like right after that, with a big old like professional camera, and she's like, "Any bears around?"
I'm like, right up there on the right.
They're always here every day. We're like, okay, well.
Yeah.
Go
they
for
sure
it.
are. So, if you're thinking about camping in that section, Gravel Springs, there's some bears.
The comments on Gut Hooks were very accurate and
Yeah.
true. Like, yes, there are resident bears at that shelter. So.
Yeah, I think the scariest part with those bears is they didn't run away when you yelled at them. Like all the other bears we've ever seen, as soon as you like clap your hands or shout, they're gone. But those bears were like, whatever.
We're excited to get out of the Shenandoahs today.
Yeah, we're about 5 miles in already. We have 13 point something to do today.
So.
So we're going.
All right.
Barely. So on the topic of how we smell pretty bad and how day hikers smell like tide, we walked past some people the other day and we were approaching them, and then we saw the lady go like this. She's like, "Hey, how's your day?" "Okay, well, have a nice day." So I think that was her makeshift COVID mask, but then me and Nikki thought about it. Maybe she was just plugging her nose because we stink. Oh, this is too funny.
So we just came down from Compton Peak and passed quite a few section hikers and day hikers. And the last ones we passed, they were like, "Hey, oh, how was the view?" And we were like, we didn't look at it because it was a .2 side trail at the top, and we were just like, nah. So it's like everybody who's hiking that mountain is going up to see the view, and meanwhile we were just like, no, we didn't look.
Sorry, we have showers waiting for us.
Yeah, kind of in a hurry. We got ourselves another bear there. Way far away though.
Oh, he's huge.
You really can barely see him now, but he took off when we yelled at him. All right, guys. We are leaving the Shenandoah. It's definitely ironic. We saw a bear right when we entered the Shenandoah, and then we just saw that bear 0.2 away from leaving the Shenandoah. So, definitely pretty cool.
Woo!
How's it feel to be done with the Shenandoahs, Rye?
Feels pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good.
No more bears rest of the trail, right? One can hope.
Oh.
When they're training the ATC volunteers.
That was more like a white splotch. We're about half a mile away from the parking lot to get into Front Royal, which I'm assuming is down there.
What's he doing? Alrighty, we are done. I might not put it in.
What are you doing, Nick?
Trying to get a ride.
Oh man, this is fun.